Hey guys, so welcome back. All right, next part of this wonderful essay that you're writing is the problem analysis. And this is going to be the part where you are actually looking at things and kind of making some decisions, really having some deep thoughts here. Lots of research is going for this, so let's get started on here. So in this particular essay, you're going to learn pretty much this part of the essay, which is the problem analysis part. You'll understand what to include in this part of the essay and how to organize this part of the essay. This was a little bit more involved in the introductory or the introduction paragraph lesson, because there's an actual structure within the structure, as you will see. So definitely rewind this lesson if you need something, you want to go through this again. Again, I highly recommend going to the proposal essay chapter and reading through that as well. And I've literally everything from here, with the exception of a couple of things that I've added that's specific to this class and to this assignment, is from the book. So of course you will need your Writing Today book, which has everything there so you can follow along. If you'd like, maybe make some notes in the margins, or use, if you're not wanting to write in your book, maybe using up some post-it notes to see where you want to go back and read something more in depth. And of course some pen and paper for notes, because notes are everything. Alright, so let's do a quick review on the structure of this thing. And you will see this in all the rest of the little mini lessons. This is the overall structure of the essay. So it'll have an introduction, the problem analysis part, the plan for solving the problem, the benefits of the plan, and the conclusion. We are at the problem analysis part. All right, so we're at this section. So let's look at what this actually means. So analysis really means you're looking at a problem and discussing the causes and the effects. So it's really cause and effect. If something caused something, what is the effect that it has on people and things and situations, right? So you're looking at that, and you're looking at major and minor causes. So don't think that because something is a small cause, it's not important. It may be important to note, and it may be something, it may be the only thing you're able to fix, right? So what I don't want you to think about for this essay is that you have to go for the big fish. Sometimes the small fish is really helpful, and you could use the small fish to do a really good job on this paper. So you want to create a concept map, and I have an example of what a concept map is in this lesson. There's also an example in your book if you read through this chapter. I would limit your causes to 2 to 5 causes, because if you have more than 5 causes, it's just going to run away from you. You're not going to know what to choose. And if you have anything less than 2, then you don't have a paper. So you want to know how they came to be. How these things or these problems have affected people. You're not doing research and writing a paper pointing fingers at someone or something or an institution. This sucks because these people did this. That's not that paper. We are not writing that paper this semester. We are writing a paper that actually solves problems. So it's identifying the problem so that you can actually find a solution. So if you identify what the problem is and the causes of those problems and the impact it's making on people, it's a better way of approaching this rather than saying that, oh, you know, this sucks because this organization did this. Okay? So you want to definitely talk about the impact of these causes. Have they created, and yes, since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and fix this because this bothers me. Vision is fundamental. Okay. You want to see what the impact have been of these causes. Have they created any intentional or unintentional problems? And intentional, of course, you know, they meant to make this problem happen for some reason or another. And unintentional means things that you didn't know were going to happen in the planning stages, and when you executed something, there was something you didn't think about and it happened. So those are unintentional. Not saying malice one way or another, but sometimes it happens, right? So you also want to know what has changed, what has been done to solve the problem, because there has usually been lots of things that have been done to solve certain problems, and you have to look at what's been done and if what has been done has been successful or not. And if it's been successful, then you may want to do more of that. You may want to expand something. You may want to add to it. If it's not been successful, why has it not been successful? Maybe that's not the solution, right? So I understand that this is a lot of work. This is a lot. A lot. And that's okay. That's why you're picking a topic, and under the topic, you're only picking one. You're only picking 1, 2, 3, no more than 5 things, right? For now. I'm gonna actually ask you to limit that further from the 2 to 5 to like 3. So, yeah, it's a lot, but you're only going to pick a certain. You're going to come to a point where you're going to pick a certain type of things, or certain couple of problems first, and then you're going to make sure that all of it's backed up by viable sources. So I've said it in the lesson before, or in the how to get started video. No blogs or Wikipedia for this at all. In fact, my recommendation is that you lean very highly on the database in the New York Times, because it's there for you. Actually, I would lean more highly on the databases than I would on the New York Times. I'm saying New York Times because it would probably get you a more modern take on what's going on, like the modern problems, as in what's going on now, where the databases can be like a year ago, 2 years ago, several years out. So I want you to use and also limit your Google sources, because Google is great, but you want really good sources, and you really don't have a lot of time, and so the database can do this for you a lot quicker. A good chunk of your research will be done in this part of the essay. So let's talk about concept mapping. This is if you're a visual person, I'm a super visual person, more than I would like to admit sometimes. If you are a visual person, you're probably wondering how this is going to look like. So I took the topic that we've been talking about, mental illness in college, and kind of did a concept map. And what you want with a concept map is that you're going to put like the issue or the problem in the middle here, and then like or the topic here, and then different issues or problems that are coming from it. So let's say mental illness in college is a problem because not everyone is screened for mental illness. Or maybe a problem is that there's not enough resources on campus. Or maybe not enough people are educated in mental illnesses and what they are and what they look like. Maybe there's negative attitudes toward mental illness, or even unknown or flippant attitudes toward mental illness, and so that keeps people or keeps students from getting the information and resources that they need, right? So this is what a concept map does. You kind of list all the problems, the major and the minor ones that you see, because eventually you're going to narrow it down. All right, so this is a form of brainstorming, and if you're not into brainstorming, get into it, because this paper cannot happen without brainstorming, much like the compare and contrast essay. So let's talk about drafting and organizing this wonderful essay. What I just talked about is pretty much, I don't want to say theory because it's not theory, but kind of like what is expected of the work that you will put down on paper. But this is literally how to put the pieces of this stuff together. So let's talk about the pre-drafting. We talked about the concept map and it being important. So you're going to do the concept map, or if you don't like maps and you like lists, go ahead and list things. So you'll have your topic and then your major and minor causes under there. And when you're done doing that brainstorming, of course your brainstorming is based on what you have read and what you have researched so far, which is why I said from the beginning, you should probably start researching, you should probably start reading things and thinking about things. So you're going to list all those, and you're going to only pick 3 causes. 3 causes. And again, I'm so sorry. This is what happens when you type really fast. Okay, so you're going to pick 3 causes of those 2 to 5, more than 5. Some of you will probably have 10 causes, and you're going to draft this section around those causes. So I recommend that you pick the causes that make the most sense to discuss, and or the ones that you can create a great solution around. So don't pick a cause because you think, oh, well, this is pretty cool. Pick it because maybe there's a good sense of what the issue is. You can demonstrate there's a good sense. You can demonstrate a good sense of the issue. You can find a solution for it. That's utmost important. So what you're really doing is putting your best foot forward. And so I want to talk about section versus paragraph. So when we talked about the introductory paragraph, and when we talk about the last 2 sections of this essay, we're really talking about paragraphs, because you can hit what you need to hit in a paragraph. For this particular part of the essay, it is not a paragraph, it's actually a section. So remember, you can have headings in this essay, just like the sample essay that is on D2L, or that I ask you to read in your book that's on D2L. So you can list sections. And this particular section will have several paragraphs, not just one paragraph. If you put this all in one paragraph, that's a major hit on the rubric. That means that it's not organized, and I'll give you very low marks for organization of the essay. So remember, this particular section will have several paragraphs, and this is what it will look like. All right, so you will have, this is also in your book, I just graphed it a little bit differently, but you will have beginning part of your section, you will have an opening that states and defines the problem. So that's probably 1 paragraph. And then you'll discuss one major cause, that's another paragraph. Then you'll discuss another major cause, the second major cause, that's another paragraph. Discussion of the third major cause, that's another paragraph, and then you'll discuss the effects of those causes of the problem. So major cause 1, 2, and 3, and you'll discuss what the effects of those causes are in another paragraph. I'm looking at 5 paragraphs in one part of the essay. All right, they don't have to be long paragraphs. They really, really don't. We've been writing and playing with a 5-paragraph essay. Now we're doing a more nuanced and structured essay. So this doesn't have to be big. These can be short paragraphs. You just have to make sure that you get the job done. Yeah. So let's look at the paragraphs and what I'm looking for in each particular type of paragraph. So the opening paragraph, of course, is going to describe the problem and stress the importance of the problem, why we're looking at this problem, why it's important to look at this problem and solve it. The body paragraphs, which, let me go back and show you what they are. These 3 would be considered the body paragraphs of this section. You're going to explain the causes of the problem and provide, of course, lots of support for this problem. Why is it a problem? Because this article says that X% of this happens and this is why, right? You're going to give me all your evidence, or you're going to give me your evidence there. And then the closing paragraph, You're going to discuss the summary of the effects of the problem. What will happen if nothing is done? That's what you kind of want to concentrate on. If we don't do something right now, this is what will happen. All right? So that is the second section, the problem analysis section. And I hope you learned something. See you in the next lesson.